William Lamberth, the Republican leader in the Tennessee House, said something to me the other day that was so profound and so true, with which I so agreed, that I hope it is okay that I share it with you. We were talking about the Marital Contract Recording Act, House Bill 233. And we were talking about the nature of marriage, and Leader Lamberth, if I understood him correctly, said, what makes my marriage a marriage is the promise that I made to my wife and she made to me, the covenant commitment that I made and that we made. And we made before God and we made before man. That's what makes my marriage. The laws of the state of Tennessee do not make me married. They don't create marriage. I'm not married because of the law. I'm married because of the commitment that I made to my spouse before God. And if that's what he was saying, I can't agree more. In fact, I told him the story of my dad, who at 64 and widowed, remarried, and after the service, the minister wanted to know if he had the license and the state certificate of marriage, and he said, "No, why did I need one? I've done this before. I just got married in front of you, preacher, and God, and 300 other people in that sanctuary." My dad was right, and Leader Lamberth is right. But the profundity of what he was really saying struck me this morning as I was thinking back on our conversation. That the very problem that we have with marriage in America and here in Tennessee is that we've taken something that God created for man and woman and gave to them, this marital relationship, and we've dragged it down into human law to the point that you can't get married without the government's permission, a license. And by the way, the government's permission will expire after 30 days. And by the way, there has to be an officiant who, if it happens to be your minister, must sign the license and the state certificate, must sign the government forms, and must return them to the government. Otherwise, you're not legally married. We don't care as a government what you did before God, what promises you made to your spouse. We have to have that piece of paper, and if you don't return it, minister, it's a Class C misdemeanor. You're subject to fines. You're subject to imprisonment. You can be sued for damages up to $500. And I thought, what Christians need to do is to make marriage great again. To make marriage great again by loosening it from the shackles that man's law has placed upon what God created and gave to man and woman. That's exactly what the Marital Contract Recording Act does. It says you make your promise. If you make it in front of your minister, that's great too. Your minister doesn't have to submit to the government by signing its forms, and you don't have to get permission as a man and a woman to get married. But if you'd like to make sure everybody knows you're married, then go file a record of your marriage at the county courthouse, so that everyone knows you're married and you can prove it 20, 30, 40 years from now. So if you're interested in setting marriage free, giving marriage an existence apart from the government saying it's ours and we control it, then I hope you'll find out more about the Marital Contract Recording Act, Senate Bill 562, House Bill 233.